Okay, Amber, it looks like we are once again live, large and in charge here
Yay!
on a Wednesday in April. I'm super excited because I know that we've been off for the last week. We got to go live from Mexico to say hi to everybody while we were both down there actually working, not just vacationing. We
I
were doing some
know. It
work.
was fun to see on the beach.
Super, super fun. So I'm excited to be back. There's been a lot of news, a lot of movement, a lot of conversation that's happened in the market and around the real estate conversation here in Las Vegas. So I thought, let's jump on live. Let's do what we do best and let's just take questions from our audience. We've already got some questions that came in from Instagram, some of the stuff that we answer quite often. So I'll get to those if we run out of questions from our audience. But before we jump into that, I just want to say to everybody who's watching, thank you as always for tuning in. I'm here with my amazing friend, Amber Coleman. She and I are here to answer anything and everything you want to know about Las Vegas real estate. What the hell is going on in the market? You know, we give it to you straight. We always bring you hope, but we're always going to bring you the truth at the end of the day. So, Amber, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It looks like you're a little bit more rested than I am. You enjoy that Mexico
Oh, do I
experience?
look rested right now?
Girl, you look way more rested than I do. So I'm
Oh my
appreciative of that
goodness.
sun.
This
The
is
sun
amazing.
did you good.
Whatever.
Thank you.
No, you know me, I'm a redhead. I hide from the sun.
You do, and I'm laying out there like, give me freckles, baby. I need it. So trying to make my way to the redheaded guild that you're in. So Amber, let's talk before we, just anybody, whoever's watching. Today is for you. Q&A as always. These are always for you. So please drop it like it's hot. Put your questions in the comments below. We will get to your questions and as all of them if possible throughout today's broadcast. But before we do that, Amber, the inflation numbers came out today. What does that do to our market? What are they saying? Can you give us an update?
Yeah, so I mean, the inflation numbers the market's been very volatile this week, very
Right,
volatile, and it's because the anticipation for this has been crazy, right?
right.
So to me, it just looks like business as usual. So the overall inflation numbers, they went down a little bit, right? So
Okay.
that's good. So then we saw the markets, as far as the bond market reacting in a better place this morning, it's kind of gone back to where it was later in the morning. Some
Uh-huh.
of the other things that they look at, like shelter,
Yep.
those don't look like they've changed too much. So that's where some of the worry was on
Right.
it. So what it just makes me think is that this market that we're in is business as usual right now. Like
Okay.
this is what we're in, right? Like the looking for the inflation every single month that it comes out, the market's going volatile up and down.
Right.
Where the rates are right now is pretty much like where we're going to be for a little bit, I think.
So it's like get used to it a little bit. Like, guys, stop waiting for the other shoe to fall. Let's just get used to this is kind of the new norm. And if you're thinking about buying, waiting isn't going to do you any good up or down. It's like now or never, right? Get off
Yeah,
the pot is what they say.
yeah, and there's been some negativity about things, but honestly, the housing market is what it is right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
I love that you're always keeping your finger on the pulse. I try to pretend like I know, and I think we all try to pretend like we know, but I love having you as a friend and as a truly as a professional collaborator because you are always every single morning. It is part of your life. You eat, sleep, and breathe all of what we need to know. And it's just so good because you have such a great way of digesting and it making it easier for those of us who may not completely understand what's going on, really quite understand it quite better. So thank you.
oh, thanks.
Quite a lot better. Yeah.
It is sad that I eat, sleep, and breathe this, but it is true though.
I don't think it's sad. I think it's your calling actually. So anyway, just want to let you guys know, please do what you can. Drop it like it's hot. Give us your questions. We will answer your questions while we're on here live. Amber, I wanted to actually let you just answer one fun question from the
Oh,
audience.
okay.
I talk about my family, my kids, my daughter's in New York, my son's going away to college, blah 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 blah, all this stuff. But you don't ever talk about your family. And somebody simply asked, Amber, tell us more about you and your family. How many kids do you have? What's your family life look like? Which I thought was really sweet that they want to know about you. So
Oh, thanks for
give
wanting
it
to
to
get
us.
to know me a little
Yeah.
bit. My kids are actually adults. I have a 21-year-old and a 20. My son's almost 24.
Oh
Um,
man.
I think my son and your son share the same birthday then too, Laci. So we
Yes,
both
they
have
do. I
birthdays
know.
coming up soon. But they're both in college. One's a junior, one's a sophomore.
Awesome.
So that's always fun.
All right. So that was always very sweet. That's from Sammy K on Instagram. She said she
Oh,
wanted to just
thanks,
know
Sam.
more about you. So thank you for being interested. All right, let me snook over to our commentary here and see what we can say. By the way, guys, if you are thinking about moving to Vegas, we say this all the time. It's always a nice reminder. we want to talk to you today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. I don't care if you're moving in 20 years or you don't even know if you're moving. Amber and I would like to be here for you. We want to answer your questions. We want to help you think through the idea even of moving before you make that final decision. In fact, I just spoke to somebody the other day that said they're thinking about moving here and they hadn't been here in 5 years and they were like just going to make the big move. And I was like, whoa, hold on. This city is like 1,000% different from 5 years ago. So let's like have a conversation. Maybe you should, where do you live? Lives in LA. I'm like, you live in LA and you're not going to like drive into town for like a weekend just to like feel the vibe, see if it's still what you want. So I think I've convinced him to come into town and we're going to talk and meet up while he's here. But it was just super funny to me that like, I think everyone gets it in their head that Vegas stays the same and never changes. And that's not true, especially since the last 5 years. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would totally agree. Plus, I think when you come into Vegas and visit, you're mostly doing tourist stuff, not realizing that real life is probably a little different than what the strip
Yeah,
is too.
exactly. So please let us, and that's why I bring that up is please let us talk to you, talk through that, give you the idea of what like the proper process should look like so that you're not winging it on a prayer and then you ruin the opportunity for this to be a really cool experience. So, okay, enough about that. Let's pop over here. Let's see. Beach All Day Guy says, ladies. Hey, Beach All Day Guy. Good to see you. David Newhouse says, Laci, my fraternity brother Sam is now single. Is it cool if I set you guys up? Listen, David, I'm about it. Like the phone number is right there. You just send a text right there and we'll get that going. Sorry.
But honestly, that's like a good friend.
That is a good friend. I guess that he better be a nice guy. I love that this is now like dating Laci 101 instead of like real estate Q&As, guys. Come on. Let's see here. Worst case scenario. This is great. Bargainaholic. Worst case scenario. Can a single senior enjoy a life on minimum wage in a cottage homey environment? No assets, $888, Social Security, I think is that Social Security? SS? Yeah, willing to work part-time. What are your thoughts on that, Amber? That's a really good question. Thank you so much. Bargainaholic.
Yeah, I mean, you can enjoy a nice life. You know, as far as buying a house, we just have to qualify you based off of the Social Security. If you don't file taxes, we could gross that up. And then, whatever your part-time job is. So we'd have to know how much you make on your part-time job. But I mean, I think you could live a nice life no matter what you do. It's all about what, like your attitude and things, right?
I think it's attitude. I think it's also like, if you're trying to go hang out at the strip clubs every night or you're trying to go to big dinners on the strip, that's going to put you in a pinch and make it really painful every month to enjoy. But Las Vegas has so many awesome free experiences and beautiful things that are out in nature that they don't cost money to experience. So I personally think you can live a beautiful life here in Las Vegas, minimum wage or even more. Honestly, there's gig work that you can do. You can drive, do Uber, you can do Grubhub, whatever. So there's a lot of opportunity to make more money than you might be able to make in another city because we have so many different layers of experiences and layers of services that our city needs to keep thriving, right?
Yeah, that's
I
a
love
good point.
it.
There is a lot of different opportunities here. Good point.
Beach All Day Guy says, thank you ladies for coming on today. What's the approximation of time between sending an email to you, Laci, and having keys to my new home? Average approximation. First of all, great question.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal with me answering that question. We're constantly saying, I don't care if you're moving now or 50 years from now, right? We just want to talk today. So if you're going that route and you start talking to us via email today, and you're not moving for 20 years, then we have a problem. But let's pretend that you send us a note or you reach out to us through the link in our description, which is the best way to reach out. Sending me an email is not the best way. Click the link in the description or call or text the phone number on the screen below. Let's say you reach out today and your goal is to move here by July. I definitely think that's a doable goal. Today is April, July. That gives you, us time to get to know you, time to get you qualified for whatever you're going to be doing with Amber. They're back and forth on documentation, setting up the search. Maybe you come in town for a visit. Maybe we finally figure out the house you're going to buy. Then you make an offer. Then it's a 30-day escrow. I think if you reached out to us today, you could have keys in your hand by July. What do you think, Amber?
Yeah, I mean, definitely by July. It depends on how fast you're looking to go.
Yeah.
If you call today and you have a house that you're ready to buy on, and that house is willing to accept you by tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Like we can technically collect your paperwork if you're fast and you can get your paperwork all done for the loan. I don't know if you're looking to pay cash or if you're looking to get a loan, but on the loan side, if you send over all your paperwork in by tomorrow, we can go through it. We can get you qualified. Technically, if we have all your paperwork, we can close you in less than 30 days.
Yeah, I mean, if you're ready to go, like you should
Yeah.
be, you could have your keys in 30 days. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
good question.
Yeah, thank you. Beach All Day guy, have you reached out yet? I mean, have we heard from you? I'm pretty sure you've been on these live streams for a while, so I think it's time for us to hear from you.
It
Again,
definitely.
once again, reminder, this is a Q&A for you, so if you're just joining us, ask us anything about real estate or lifestyle or whatever. We've had some personal questions and proposals happening as well, so we'll take it all. Drop it like it's hot and make sure that that's in the comments below. And while we're at it, I've got a couple more questions here from Instagram. John B316. Nice name.
Yeah, that's a good one. I
John
like it.
B316 says, Laci and Amber, if you had to choose one area of town and 1 year in Las Vegas to live, when and where would you have chosen to live? What a great question. Oh my God. Amber,
So
you go first.
what? No, you go first.
So if you had to choose one area of town and 1 year to live in Las Vegas, when would you choose
Just
to live
one
here?
year to live in Las Vegas?
When would you have chosen to live here? I got my answer.
Let me hear your answer first. Let me think about it for a second.
I would live in Las Vegas Country Club, which is a very cool old
Oh,
school
that
country
is
club
what
community.
year? Yeah.
What year do you think I'm gonna go with? Come on, give it to me.
Like I don't know, 85? Or you
I
want to
would
do the 70s?
I would be in the 60s. I would be late 60s, early
Was Las
70s.
Vegas Country Club in the 60s?
I think it's been around there since 68 or 69. So I'd say let's go 72. I'll go 72, 73, Las Vegas Country Club. Boom. You know why? Because all the mobsters live there. Like, there was some cool
Yeah, that
stuff
would
going
be,
on.
it's still a cool place. I went driving around there the other day.
Me
Like,
too.
this is cool in here.
It is really
It's
cool.
got a cool vibe and stuff. So no, that's a good one.
That's
You
a
know
great
what?
question.
Yeah, one area of town, because the area of town that used to be so cool, and I used to like the Rancho Bel Air, like that area right there off Rancho and stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Downtown. Yep.
their houses are amazing in there on
I
huge
know.
acre lots and everything else. But I think that's like more of like the 90s in there.
That was like late 80s, early 90s for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It was also the 70s, but they weren't fully built out. So,
But that's when it was, yeah, the 70s was when it was really cool too. But like the 90s, I remember going over there being like, oh, I wish I could live in here.
I know.
Right?
I'd say my new answer, though, to that question would be right now, this year. And I think it would be, God, there's so many beautiful areas, but I really like that area, Reverence out by Summerlin, North Summerlin. It's such a gorgeous area. You're kind of perched up and you can see the whole city. So there's three answers for you. John B316. Nice freaking questions. Oh my God.
Way to make us think.
I know, right? I love this.
Cool have you been into the Queensridge that's like the high rise?
Yes, it's so pretty up there.
And those have amazing views too.
Yeah. I don't know. I start reminiscing about the time past and then I forget like, well, we're talking about today and I love living here today. So I don't always want to live in the past, especially with this city, because it's constantly moving and evolving and it's just amazing. So great question, John B316. If you're watching us live, make sure you drop your questions in the comment box below. We're answering them as long as we can get questions from you. We will stay alive. And in the meantime, I've got, I already got Sammy. He's got John 316. Okay, I got one more here. TRISH 22472. Okay, that seems like a fake account. Some of those with like the long numbers, you're like, okay. She said, Laci, how long have you been doing real estate? I've always wanted to know. You seem so knowledgeable. Thank you. I'm not that knowledgeable. Amber just makes me look really smart, which is awesome.
Yes, you are.
All right, let's both answer it. Thank you. I'm not going to say her whole name again because that was a long number. But Amber, how long have you been doing this loan business thing? How long have you been being in your role as a lender?
So mine's over 20 years. I actually got licensed December of 2002.
Wow. And in 20 years, what would you say the biggest lesson that you've learned about this business is?
That, it's ever changing. Markets, the only thing that you can depend on in this business is the market will always change. It is always changing.
Yes. Okay. And I am going into my 7th year in business to answer your question. So I'm super grateful because it was October of almost my 7th year, like 6.5 year, October of 17, I believe, if I'm doing the math right. And I met Miss Amber Coleman in December of 17. So thankfully she came along right at a perfect time, right at the beginning of my career. And she's taught me not only can you always anticipate change and guarantee, the only guarantee is that you're going to death, taxes, and change, right? Change in this industry. But the one thing that I've learned the most about working in real estate, especially here in Las Vegas, is that, it's a long-term investment. No matter how many people look and claim and say they're making quick flip turn money, that you should try to take those opportunities if you can get them and come across them. But the goal for real estate should never be short-term always. There should be a blend. You should be able to do short-term experiences, but but have a bulk of long-term experiences to build out your portfolio in order to do the real estate game right. And I mean, Warren Buffett, all the biggest people in the world, all the billionaires of the world have lots and lots of real estate for a reason. So, and they don't get scared when the rates go up and down, and they don't get scared when they think there's going to be the CRASH, and they don't, all those things don't scare those guys, because they know people always need a place to live. People are always going to be needing homes, and that's not changing. So that's been really, really cool. But great question. And yeah, I guess it's just really hitting me, like almost 7 years in this business. It feels like I just started last year. You know what I mean?
That went by fast. Yeah. But
a beautiful, beautiful, messy, awesome learning experience over the last 7 years. Thanks for being a part of it.
I don't think real estate's ever not messy, right? Because it's ever changing. So it's hard to get it perfect.
Yeah.
And you're such a quick, you catch on to things so fast, and you have such a great background, from all that you've done before, that it was just, this is meant for you. So.
I feel it. I'm pretty freaking good at this, thankfully.
Yeah.
Amber, while we're on it, before we answer more questions, again, reminder to everybody, please drop your questions in there. We're going to get off this thing if you don't keep asking questions, but it's all about you today. But Amber, let's talk about the big CRASH word, crash. Everybody has been saying for the last, since I got into this business, there's always been talk of a crash, and when's the next crash, and the last crash, and the crash. Can we just do something on today's live stream and see if we can stick with it as long as possible? Can we omit the word crash from what we talk about?
Because it's not happening.
It's not happening. Hey guys, those of you who've been watching, trying to time the market and think that your economist is telling you one thing and that we're just idiots that haven't figured it out yet. The crash hasn't happened. It's not going to happen. And even if it does happen, they're going to call something new a crash any given day. But the reality is this crash cannot happen with what's happening in our market, which is low inventory and people still needing to find homes to move into. Yeah. The good news for you, though, is in this moment and in the last several months, which we've been saying for several months now, we are oracles. We do predict the future, just reminding you, is that, we do. And it's, you can go back and look. It's really, really cool to see. But, the one thing that you should know is that it's not an ugly market right now for anyone. It's starting to evenly balance out a little bit. We still definitely don't have a lot of inventory, but sellers aren't having to give away the farm as much anymore. So it's just feeling a little bit more cordial and a little bit more of a pleasant experience. And that's always a better way to go into things for our clients. What are your thoughts, Amber?
It's feeling more normal right now. So if we look at last year, when everything started going crazy at the beginning of the year, right? The median house price, I think, went up to like $485, but you were actually having to pay higher than that to even get into the house because, of what was happening. So you're having to pay over appraised value. So median house price was $485. Right now, I think I saw a report showing that it's $425 median house price.
Yeah, $425 and then $260 for condos. And I'll put that graph up on the screen while you're talking. Keep talking though. Yeah.
So $60,000 is what we corrected, right? So that's a correction. We always said it was going to be a correction. We needed a correction. It couldn't keep going that fast. Right. But for it to crash, there would have to be a lot of different things. So I think you're smart in saying, let's just take that out of what we even say, because with low inventory and the rent staying so high. And even when I look at like the inflation numbers, and they always break down shelter and stuff like that, shelter's not moving. Like it's hard to get shelter moving right now because of those things, inventory and the rents. Well, the rents have to do with the shelter, as it is anyway, but but that's keeping the market more stable. So I think right now we're looking at more stability with what what the rates that we're seeing. I think it is what it is right now.
Yeah, I'm having issues. My thing won't let me show the screen, but it is $425 is the median house price across the valley for single family homes. Like you said, we've got still pretty low inventory, which is not great. We definitely want to see more of that hit the market. I think the inventory right now is let me look at it. I think it said 1.8 months of effective inventory. A really balanced market is like 6 months of inventory. That's like the right down the middle fair. We are really low on inventory, yet it's just still feeling so much more normal, which is very strange. Maybe because the demand has been slow, because everybody's scared about what's going on in the news and inflation and all those things. But it's just been really nice to kind of feel things, just take a breath for a moment,
And know that everything's stabilizing, like it's stabilizing out. For at least right now, that's the thing, is the market will always change.
Of course, again, what's the guarantee?
Today.
Death, taxes, and change, especially when it comes to real estate. So, okay, let's answer some more questions. Curtis Johnson says, How's the job market in Vegas? Thinking about relocating to Vegas in August of this year, and I know you need to qualify a job to qualify for a home loan. So let's answer that question first. Amber, do you need a job to qualify for all home loans, or are there loans out there that don't require that?
Well, there are loans, like if you're looking to put a sizable down payment on a house and you want to first buy as an investment property in Las Vegas, then you can do a loan that's called like a DSCR loan, and we don't look at job history on that.
Hey,
I know. And then also too, sometimes people don't realize, sometimes people think I got to get the job in Vegas, move there, rent for a little bit. You can actually buy a house with a job offer letter. Obviously, depending on the type of loan, but there are loan programs where you can just use the job offer letter. So let's say you find a job, it doesn't start till July, but you don't really want to rent before you move here, right? So that you want to buy a house and you haven't received a paycheck yet, you can buy the house off that job offer letter. Oh, we got cute Baxter on the.
Baxter's here. He's scratching my leg, wants to get up and say hi to everybody. So, hi. He's a hot mess. Okay, goodbye. Yeah, so there are loans available that don't require you to have a job, Kurt. So just so you know. But yes, I think just to answer the main question, job market in Vegas, I'm not hearing anything bad. I've got friends who have come here. It depends on the job you're trying to get, right? From a hospitality perspective, we need people to come back to work and continue to work. There's definitely been a shortage of that for the last year of people. I don't know what it is, still on COVID money. I don't know what's going on, but people just really shifting their mindset with kind of what jobs they want to do. And there's been a shortage of workers for a lot of the jobs that I've seen posted around Las Vegas. There's also brand new industries coming to Vegas. And here right now, we've got new casinos opening, the Sphere opening, Fontainebleau is going to be opening at some point. So we've got a lot of need for people, not only visiting, but for service workers, service industry workers. Beyond that, though, if you're in a normal banking job or like, want to do real estate, by the way, if you want to do real estate, you better give me a call, click the link below, let's talk. But beyond that, there's all kinds of jobs available. It's just a matter of what you're looking for. But I really haven't seen a huge shift when it comes to that. And maybe it's my ignorance because I just don't know what to look for. But I've not heard anybody saying they can't find a job. In fact, it's been the opposite.
Well, and I haven't heard a lot about like layoffs and stuff like that either.
No, not here.
Jobs. So when you come into Vegas on a weekend, the traffic is crazy.
Yeah. That is the one thing I don't get to brag about as much anymore. We definitely don't have as bad of traffic as LA or other places that are like nutty, but they're making the freeways better, which adds cones to the freeways, which then makes more traffic, and then there's more people. So Sammy Bowen, hey, Sammy girl. She says, hey, beautiful ladies. I got to meet Sammy in person finally a couple weeks back. Mm-hmm. And it was super fun. We finally had our cocktail for her birthday. And I want to just thank you, Sammy, for being such a huge supporter of ours. And I'm super excited to see her again. She's a doll. You absolutely would love her. So let's see. Nailed It by Nicole says, hello, everyone. Hey, Nailed It by Nicole. Good to see you. Hey, here's a really good question. Life with Nikki says, what are your feelings about the Lone Mountain and Summerlin area for families? My husband's looking to transfer jobs next March, so we're trying to prepare now. What do you think, Amber?
Oh, well, those are my areas. I love those areas.
Yeah, I'm throwing that one to you.
I know. I personally love the Lone Mountain area. I love Summerlin too, but I don't love the prices in Summerlin. Like in the depths of Summerlin, like right close to everything, like downtown Summerlin, the prices get higher. Lone Mountain, like I work in downtown Summerlin, so to drive to Lone Mountain, it takes me 10 minutes. So you're right outside. You're right outside of Summerlin, where everything's at 10 minutes away, and there's bigger lots out there. You can custom houses out there. I personally love the Lone Mountain area. I think the mountain brings a good feel to it.
Yeah, you are genuinely up, kind of bustled up against the mountain. There's a lot of parks out there, just a lot of nature, but then also like 1 minute from everything else you need. I love that area. My daughter had a house out there before she moved away, and it just was very peaceful and just kind of a different, quiet vibe. It's really, really cool. If you're thinking about Summerlin, just know Summerlin's going to be a little bit more expensive. So, it's probably just outside of it, you can maybe take advantage of the Summerlin amenities, but not have to pay the Summerlin price point. So just keep that in mind. Life with Nikki, reach out now. I know you're looking at next year, next March, but it doesn't matter. It's never too soon to talk to us because you just never know. Things change and then you may not be prepared. So let us help you get prepared and stay prepared for sure. Okay. Let's see. Neo1442 says, did the condo market have a correction as well? I thought it was more of a single family homes that corrected. Absolutely. There's been a slight correction in the condo market, but the condo market, think about this. there's a lot more inventory to work with in the condo markets. There wasn't as much of a big swing up and down, but the condo market has seen a small adjustment. Not crazy though. It's not been as big of a shift as the single family homes, but they're still really affordable. 260 median price point for condos and townhomes. That's affordable, guys. And we have some really nice areas in town that have beautiful condos, beautiful townhomes that are right in those areas we were just talking about with tons and tons of amenities. So
And a lot of
yes,
the condos, I'm surprised they look like townhouses.
they really
Like
do.
they're two-car garages. Like they look very similar to townhouses. They just classified them that when they were building the house.
Absolutely. All right,
Mhm.
Pollux. Hey, Pollux. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, it's been like 2 years since I've seen Pollux. He came in town. He was the winner of that giveaway I did for the Chiefs tickets 2 years
Oh,
ago.
I remember
And
that.
we got to hang out. It was so much fun. All right. He says, hello from Pittsburgh, Lacey and Amber. Are there any new first-time home buyer assistance programs available in Nevada? That's all you, babe.
Oh, my favorite question, the first time home buyer stuff. Yes. Yeah, you know what? Gil just put out a new one. It's 100% financing. So we're gonna there's a grant that we have added to it. That one's pretty cool because you can go down to a 620 FICO score. And that one, the rates are always usually higher on the grant programs, but on this one, if you get extra incentives from the seller, we can actually use that incentive to buy down the interest rate. So it works a little differently than the other grants do. But that remember, there's still that one that gives $15,000. You know, if you fit within their income calculations, all of them have different rules
Right.
as to what fitting in. That's why it's good to have a lot of these so that we can look at all of them and say, okay, you fit into this one or this one, you know. But yeah, there's
So the
several.
answer is yes. Yes,
Mhm.
Pollux. Yes, absolutely. And there's many, many more where that came from. You know, that what I love about you and your team, Amber, is you're always digging for more options, more opportunities, more answers, more yeses, more chances to say yes, I think is the bottom line. I want to touch for a minute before we move on to the next question because I was really moved once again by some experiences that I've had with our clients and your team in the last couple of months that have
Oh.
just kind of continued to remind me that damn, I'm good at picking good friends because you are, and smart friends. But you know, we have more often than not, we get phone calls from people who say, I was afraid to reach out to you because I just didn't want to hear no. Or I've been told no by this many banks. Why would you be able to say yes? And I'm just here to let you guys know there's not a guarantee that you're going to hear yes, but holding yourself back from a possible no or it's shooting yourself in the foot in such a big way. And here's the good news. There's never going to be a no. There's always going to be let's put together a plan if the answer isn't yes right away. But Amber, recently I found out that we've had I feel like it's been 2 or 3 clients who were told no from 2 or 3 other banking facilities or other lenders who aren't as experienced as you and that you were able to give them a pretty easy yes. Can you talk about that a little bit or why that is?
I feel like emotional when you're saying that. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, no, I love it when other people say no so that I can turn that no around to a yes, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's always a way. Like it's not like you're doing anything, it's not like you're doing anything crazy, but like sometimes it takes really caring about a person and really digging into the story to say, oh, that was the reason why you had that no before, you know, at the other
Right.
lender. So maybe a letter of explanation might clear this up with an underwriter,
Right.
right? Or you know, sometimes it has to do with, most of the time it has to do with communication and really just caring. And I think
Yeah.
that's the difference, is that we try to just care about what your situation is, about, you know, like the things that might be holding you back, and definitely don't want you to feel because other people have made you feel that a no at some point makes you just want to shut down and rent forever. We don't want you to feel that way. You know,
Right.
like we've gone through our own personal things before, and we know, like, I personally know that housing for me is the best option that I could have. I hate renting. I hate dealing with landlords. So let's figure out how to make your situation a yes. And that's not
Yeah.
by like going into it and saying, well, no, just come back in a year. That's by going into it and saying, okay, here's what your problems are right now. Here's what you need to do to be able to correct those problems. And
Yep.
if you're willing to do them, that you're going to get into a house. I've seen it happen over and over and over again.
I mean, and I've seen it happen over and over again because I'm connected with you. There's a reason that Amber is one of the top 200 lenders in the nation, one of the top 200 loan originators in the nation. It's because she knows what she's doing, but I think you just hit the nail on the head. It's because you care. I mean, you know, and I don't want to go too deep into this, but, you know, Amber and I talk a lot. We talk on the phone almost every single day, multiple times a day. And there are many days where she and I both take this job home with us a little too much to the heart, and where we're personally upset if someone we got to know, and now we're having to run around in circles, and we don't like seeing our clients or our customers, or we honestly treat you guys like family. We don't like seeing you upset or have a bad experience or stress, so we try to soak up that stress for you and make sure that you know that we're a team and that we're in this together. And it's such a vast difference from other lenders that I've worked with to what Amber and her team are bringing to the table. I'm not allowed as a realtor to force you to use anyone.
Yeah.
We provide multiple lenders' names, and we have some other really great lending partners. They're not all bad, of course. I just know the best when I see them, and I just see what Amber does, and it's absolutely heads above what anybody else is doing. So if you've ever been told no, ever even been afraid of hearing the word no, it maybe bring that fear to people like us who are not going to let you feel embarrassed, who don't judge, who have been through our own crap when it comes to our credit and our life and our housing history, and who have a little bit more empathy and actually take it home at night and let us help you hear the word yes at some point in time. And if it's not a yes today, let us help you hear the word, ooh, we just got to do this, this, and this, and then we can say yes. I just think it's heads and tails above everybody else. And I don't mean to go too deep on it, but it just really, I don't know, it stands out to me, and it's something that not a lot of people talk about. And I think it comes with 20 years of experience on your side, but I also think most of it is your heart. So, okay, moving on. I'm going to get emotional. Let's keep moving.
Thank you.
Okay. Sammy says, stop it. Anyway, why is it specifically cars that you are not to buy before you buy a house? Is that true? Or how long after a car purchase does it affect your home purchase?
So I love your question, Sammy. That's a great question. The only reason why cars are the big trigger is because the payment's higher. So it all depends on your debt to income ratio. Like if you go to qualify for a house and that car's not included in your debt to income ratio, but you're qualifying to the highest level of what you can get, when you add a car loan to it because it's a higher payment, then that could throw your debt to income ratio off and then kick you out of qualifying for that house so that you have to go for a cheaper house. So that's why like cars are kind of a big trigger. Boats are too, but more people buy cars than boats, like that kind of stuff. Like anything that's big on a monthly payment, that's what's going to cause it to go, like your debt to income ratio to be affected.
And then how long, yeah, it definitely makes sense. How long after they buy a car should you wait until you purchase a home? Or can it work as long as the debt to income is manageable?
Yeah, because I've had people that are like, I just have to get a car. I can't go without it. Like my car broke down, blah, blah, blah. I've owned it cash. So then we just have to, when they're looking for a car, you just want to be in constant communication. The last thing you want to do is get caught with us not knowing something, because we're going to find it out. Credit had to be pulled to be able to get that car, right?
Yeah.
So like if you have to get a car, then you just let me know, hey, I got to get a car. I'm going to say, okay, what do you think the payment's going to be? When you go to the car dealership and you find out the actual payment, you'll call me first before buying it so that we can run it and make sure your loan still works with that car payment.
Once again, you didn't get a no. You didn't get told, don't go buy a car. You got told, let me be a part of your car purchase process and make sure that you're not turned down for a loan because of it. No other lenders do this, Amber. Nobody.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I don't think so, because I've never heard anybody say that. I've never heard a lender say, call me before you buy that car so I can tell you if it's going to mess you up for buying a house. Like, anyway, nice job. Nice job and nice question, Sammy. I'm going to peel off of this one. If you're in contract for a home, please don't go buy a car while we're in contract on a home, or a boat, or get another credit card, or buy all your furniture, or buy all of your appliances. Don't do it. Don't do any of that, because it could screw you up in terms of being approved at the end of the purchase process. So lessons from both sides.
Credit cards. I had one lady one time go buy like a major Louis Vuitton, and her debt ratio was like completely at the max. So that Louis Vuitton put like an extra $100 on her payments. So just,
was it really worth it? Like, could we have waited for that
I was
first?
like, can you return the Louis Vuitton, please? So we can close?
Yeah, could you get the credit back? Thank you. Okay, Greg Smith says, hello, ladies. Thank you for all your efforts. Paperwork is heading to Amber on Friday, and we will soon be back to meet again with Brent, Julia, and I appreciate everything you do. Thank you so much, Greg and Julia. We love you. We are so grateful that we have so many of you that do watch our content and actually reach out and actually call or text us and actually click the link in the description below and the pinned comment. There are so many people. I'm just going to get off. I'm going to get on my soapbox here for a minute. Hold on. I got to position myself. There are so many of you who sometimes hurt my feelings because you're like watching our stuff. And it's like, I don't know if it's because you think we're too busy. I don't know if it's because you think we're some celebrities because you're watching us on your TV or on your computer. I don't know what it is, but we are real people that are trying to make real difference in your real life. And it really is so sad when I bump into people on the streets of Vegas and they go, you're the reason I moved here. Oh my God, Amber's so amazing. You guys have educated me on everything I needed to know. And I'm like, awesome. Where are you living? Oh my God, we bought a house in Summerlin. And I was like, did you work with our team? Oh no, no, I didn't actually. We just Googled someone or went onto Zillow, and I just want to vomit in my mouth. And I do sometimes. And then I get like super upset because it's like, damn, guys, the whole point in us doing this content is so that you can reach out to us. We are real people. We're real
Not
people.
only that, you're one of the best teams in the area too. Like I've seen people out looking for houses, and when you're pulled into it, the deals that you're able to do for people, just because you know what's happening, you know what to ask for, you're always staying in touch with it, and you guys do a lot. So when you do a lot, the people on the other side are willing to like give you more information. I don't know how you guys do it.
Oh, I've got my ways. You know.
I don't know all the ways, and I don't want to give them out because I don't even know all the ways that you're doing. But you work things out for people that other people can't do. So
absolutely.
So especially when you're just going on and finding some random agent, a lot of times those people aren't doing the business, so they can't get you all that you can get if you're using the Cerrone Group.
Thank you very much for all those lovely things. I attest to everything she said because it's true. But the other thing I'm going to say is, as an agent, one of the first things that I was taught by my broker and all the other agents around me when I first started in this business was, do not waste your time on clients who aren't ready to buy right now. I mean, that was a point blank. Your time is worth money. As an agent, if you want to build your business, you need to focus on people who are ready right now. And I completely disagree. I think that goes against everything I stand for as a human and as a business owner. I don't freaking care if you ever buy. The fact that we have the opportunity to maybe influence you to possibly make this really cool decision or give you a little bit of hope is enough for me to want to do that 100 times a day. Somebody's going to buy at some point in time. So for me, I go against all of what I'm being taught normally, which has probably slowed my business down a little bit, but I still get to go to sleep at night knowing that we're doing the right thing and that we're really serving people from our hearts, and we're making sure that you guys know that we're here for you. So if you watch my stuff and you don't reach out to us to help you buy a house, you're doing it wrong. And you should just turn us off right now. Okay, enough. I'm just
Well, Greg and Julia, we're so excited for you. Yay.
So grateful. So grateful, and really, truly just excited to see you guys come back. Okay. And hopefully I can meet you guys this time. Let's see here. Okay. Chris, there we go. Kurt Johnson. What percentage of people have you guys approved for a home loan? I know you guys are amazing, but I'm just curious, what percentage of the people that reach out actually get approved? I'm going to give you this one, Amber. Do you have a number in your head?
Well, I went looking at like in the last 20 years, it's around like 13,000 people, but I don't know what percentage.
Wow. You've done 13,000 approvals over the last
approvals in the last 20 years.
Oh, shoot. Really?
When I went back kind of looking at everything, and then I started, but like, I don't know what percentage that is, because some people.
Amber hasn't slept in 9 years, people. That's why. What the hell? Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah. But like, as far as percentage, because some people will decide not to, move. Some people will decide not to buy. Some people will come back later. Some people have credit issues. Like some people, are working on like lose their job. There's all kinds of things that happen, So I don't know as far as the percentage.
But here's what I will say, the percentage that I'm solidly 100% on is I'm 100% that any phone call Amber takes that is someone who's interested, she's working her butt off to make sure that they are moving forward, and that she's giving them every option possible to move forward. It is always up to you guys to actually pull the trigger. So definitely a great question though. Chris M says someone needs a hug. I don't need a hug. I need you guys I need a phone call. I need a phone call or a click on the link. But I do love you, Chris. Got to meet Chris as well. Super, super awesome. I think that's the same Chris that I met. I can never tell because of these photos on here are super small. Jacob's Life in Vegas, my sweet, amazing friend, our sweet, amazing friend says, I can verify that Laci and Amber are indeed real people. Thank you, Jacob.
Thanks, Jacob.
You guys haven't subscribed to his amazing Las Vegas channel, Jacob's Life in Vegas, you should do so. It's like a 10-year or 11-year-old channel at this point. I think it's 9 or 10 years. And we've been friends ever since it started, and I love you and I miss you. Okay. Life with Nikki says, I won't go with anyone else but you guys. And we love you, Nikki, and we appreciate it. And good news, you're making a good decision, doll. You're doing it right. Okay. Neo1442 says, current rates for a 30-year mortgage with someone with a 775 plus credit score, would I be able to get in the 6% range or lower, Amber? First of all, congrats, Neo.
Yeah,
Damn,
good
nice,
job on your
nice credit.
score.
I've been looking for a man with good credit. So are you a man or are you a woman? I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm looking for a woman with good credit too. I don't know. I'm just kidding. What's the deal with rates for people with like excellent, perfect, amazing credit?
Well, excellent, perfect, amazing credit means you're going to get the best FICO score that's available out there. There's different ranges. So like FHA loans are different loans than VA loans are different loans than conventional loans. So like
Yep.
it depends on what you're looking to do. Plus the rate will start somewhere. And honestly, they're all over the board right now. But to get something in the sixes, yeah, that's definitely possible.
That's really doable. Really, really doable. And
Honestly,
go ahead.
if like you can even get lower than that, but you have to get buy downs and stuff like that, and depending on the timing too, because every day is different, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say is like the buy downs are still kind of out there. They're not prevalent. It's not like everybody's buying down your rate every single deal like it was 2 months ago. Sorry you waited. But it could come back. And at the end of the day, we can always try to negotiate that for you. Or if you buy a new home, they're doing a lot of that in the new home realm.
Yeah, they are.
So yes,
Great
I don't know what
question.
the rate, 6, maybe lower. That's the answer. All right. Life with Nikki says in the Lone Mountain area, what high schools are the best? Nikki, I would love to share with you what high schools are the best, but my kids are almost all the way out of high school. My son's graduating this year, and we don't live in that area. Best thing for you to do, and they do rezone the schools pretty often, about every couple years because of the growth in the city. Go to ccsd.net, I believe, and just go to zoning, and you can type in the zip code for the Lone Mountain area, and it should bring up some of the schools, and you can look at the ratings and just really read about all the different educational options that we do have here in Las Vegas. It's a lot better than people make it out to be. We definitely are not ranked amazingly across the world, but there's some really, really awesome options for you from a schooling perception or perspective here, and you just have to dig. So go to CCSD, check it out, Clark County School District, and see if you can learn what's what there. Neo knows who Jacob's Life in Vegas is. What's up, Jacob's Life in Vegas? I love that you're on here, Jacob. We love you so much.
Thanks for watching,
Chris,
Jacob.
yeah, I know. Like you took time out of your busy YouTuber life to watch this awesome, awesome live Q&A, right? About real estate. See, Chris M says 100% get a hold of Laci and her team. I've met her in person and she's awesome. Thank you, Chris. Love you so much. Oh, Sammy says Laci has all the sass in person too. Why would you go with the boring when there's Laci? Oh, that's probably what's wrong with my dating life. Honestly, that's probably what's going on.
Laci has stuff.
Why would you go with? That's going to be my new tagline on like a Hinge profile or whatever those dating apps are. I'm just going to be like, why would you go with boring when you have me? Like, hello.
Yeah,
that was awesome. I love you.
YouTube, you get so much more in real life too.
And for those of you who can't handle it, we have a beautiful team of agents who are awesome and ready to serve your needs.
They can't handle it.
Oh man, Pollock says the only reason I would buy a home is with you guys. Is you're not with you guys without you guys is that you're not licensed in the Pittsburgh area. Aha, Pollock's. But we do have team members that are in the Pittsburgh area, so you better work with us to find your realtor. And let me just say that right now. I don't care what part of the world you live in. I don't care if you live in India. I don't care if you live in Kentucky. I don't care if you live in Hawaii. I don't care where you live. Our team has now grown recently. We made some major changes with our business model. We've recently expanded. We have team members all over the world that I'm working with on their business that we're doing some really, really cool, fun things with. So if you're thinking about becoming a realtor, I expect to hear from you. I don't care where you're thinking about becoming a realtor. Call me. And if you're thinking about buying in any other state, Amber is also licensed in multiple states. So she can serve you in which states, Amber?
Oh, you're going to make me remember all of them.
I am. Let's do it. I know them, but you give it to me. We got Utah.
I'm licensed in Nevada, obviously, Utah, Idaho, and
California.
My team is licensed in California. Arizona, Montana, and then
Arkansas.
I'm actually licensed in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, that's the one. I was thinking Arkansas. Oklahoma.
Sometimes clients will call me and say, hey, I don't want to deal with anybody but you, so I'm going to buy in the state. So then I'll go get licensed in that state. Yeah,
she's actually gone and gotten her license to just be able to serve one client before. So just, you guys, we are here for you if you can't tell. All right. Good question. And so, by the way, Pollux, let us know. We will definitely point you in the right direction and try to find your Laci in Pittsburgh and your Amber in Pittsburgh, or we'll figure out how to be there for you too. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's see here. Neo says, I'm a dude and we do good credit. Neo, what's up? All right. Mikai Life says, hi, Laci. Are there any really nice 55 plus communities with within the median home prices? Working on convincing my parents to move to Vegas, and I'm just not sure where to look. Yes, absolutely. And I think I've met you too. I'm pretty sure this is one of the winners of my online giveaways from Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. I just broke a thing that I had in my hand.
I was like, who's behind you?
I don't know. It just like flew out of my hand. Nice to see you again. I'm pretty sure that we went to that event for my friend's brunch that she threw. But anyway, that being aside, yes, there are some really great 55 plus communities. Some of them are definitely higher priced, right? So South Summerlin and like Anthem are kind of the higher price, but over in Summerlin area, like the older Summerlin part, there's some really beautiful homes. Reach out to us, click the link or just text the number and we can talk to you about which areas to start considering looking. And we're really good at convincing people to move to Las Vegas. So if you need a little help, a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge for your parents, let us know. We'll happily get on a phone call. And I guess that's all I've got here. Amber, before we jump off, is there anything you want to tell the world about you, about us, about why they should move to Las Vegas at all?
Well, all I can say right now is you should see the weather in Las Vegas. If you're really considering moving to Las Vegas, like the smile that's on our faces because it is beautiful outside.
It is more than beautiful. I did not realize what a bad mood I've been in for about our winter went 2 months too long. And I've been looking at my bathing suits going, never gonna wear you again. And it was fun while we lasted, or I'm gaining weight because it was winter for too long. And I'm like, I'm never going to be able to wear you again. Like, it's like this like double-edged sword. So it is hot girl summer, baby. And we are ready to rock. Thank you for mentioning the weather.
Is it 90 degrees today? It's supposed to be, but it's beautiful outside. Like just beautiful.
So happy. So happy. We're actually going to be down on the strip tonight doing a photo shoot. So for anybody that happens to be out in Las Vegas, see if you can spot where's Waldo, where's Amber, where's Laci down on the Las Vegas strip.
We're honestly not hard to spot.
We're not hard to spot. And also, like we said, in person, I'm a whole lot more than I am online. So, I'm allowed to. The other thing I was going to say is, Amber, we have gotten yet another request for our take you out to dinner with us, come and eat with us, and let's answer your questions. So can we do our next live stream over dinner? I'm asking you on a date.
I get a date with Laci. Yay! Where are we going?
Date with Laci. I don't know. If you're watching this and whether it's a replay, you're watching this or you're watching it live, drop it in the comments below. Let us know where you think we should go to dinner. I've got a few things in mind, but I would love to see what everybody thinks. We're going to do our next one live sometime next week. We will give you plenty of time. It's going to be an evening live stream, probably around 6-ish. So stay tuned. We'll promote it on our Instagram as well as on my YouTube and Amber's. And thank you for tuning in today. What an awesome lineup of questions that was. We always get great questions, no matter what kind of day.
You guys are amazing. We love you. We appreciate
All right.
you.
We're giving you hope. We're telling you, stop waiting, stop putting it off, stop trying to read the market. And we're also saying the word CRASH is not allowed to be included on any of these live streams anymore. Because why, Amber? Because it's not happening. Sorry, guys. It ain't happening. So move to Vegas. Enjoy the 90-degree weather before it becomes 193. And we'll see you next week for dinner and drinks and a date.
Woo.
Bye.
Bye, guys.